Hello, everyone, and yeah, welcome back to another day of this wonderful podcast where I don't even know what this name should be. Like, I'm still only recording stuff right now. Its name is Catcast, but I've honestly no clue if that even fits. I will sometimes in the future decide on something. And I also didn't, like, right now there are no thumbnails and all. But okay, that's fine. I'm just focusing on talking. Yeah. Um, Today I want to focus on something more positive. Um, I want to tell you a little story, I would say. Today, the 3rd of August, I hope that's how you pronounce it in English. Yeah, today was the day, like 2 or 3 hours ago, we managed to beat Cat Chester Gaming in the EQ Esports Cup. And are now secured at the Gamescom finals in Cologne from the EQ Esports Cup. So we are basically at least the second best female non-binary team in Europe right now. If we win the finals, we will be the first. Which one we will play against, I don't know. I'm really fucking happy. Like, it's something really great, and I wanna touch on something. Is that basically I managed to kind of conquer my doubts, and yeah, like, doubts and was like one really fucking big topic in my esports career. And all the time where I had like these big of doubts, I kind of fell. I can kind of fell into my anxiety, and yeah, like, I had such a low self-confidence that I really, really, really struggled. So basically, what was happening, like, for the first 3 years of my career, it was always the same. Every single time before an official, I went into the official expecting that we're gonna lose, that I'm gonna choke. And in the official, like, even 10, 20 minutes before that, I was shaking. I was shaking the entire time. I was not able to focus. Maybe I was able to focus for the first 2, 3 minutes, but at that point where I took a bad recall, I got caught once, it was game over. I fell into a spiral of, I'm bad. What are my teammates thinking? Like, what are my viewers thinking? I'm horrible. I'm dragging my team down. And all of that, right? And this was like a really, really fucking big problem, because I was very good for my league back then, like in Division 4 and Division 5 of the Prime League, and even the EQ Esports Cup back then. I was pretty good, I would say. Like, my aggressions were pretty good for my elo and my standards, but I was only good at that. Like, if I managed to snowball and basically did no big mistakes, every game would be a clean sweep. But at that moment, at that little moment, I died once. My brain went into the mode of, everyone hates me. I fucking injured my entire team. The viewers will talk trash about me, blah blah blah. Like, all my self-doubts were like coming into my head, and I was perma spaced out. I had perma brain fog. I couldn't really focus on the game. And yeah, today, like, I really felt that I managed to conquer all my doubts. Like, the last time I remember having those doubts were back in last year EQ Esports Cup. Like, my first years with Renate, and then back then with like Solaris, EQ Esports Cup, NNO. Back then I still had those issues. It was especially very bad when people were watching me, especially with NNO. It's such a big audience. It was a big struggle for me. And I just came to a lot of realizations. I had a lot of talks with cool coaches that helped me a lot. Donny, Donat, Panda, Mosset, and Chris. Um, like even Rico, Ben even helped me a little bit. I'm just throwing out names here. You probably don't know them, but those people like helped me a lot. And especially, I kind of found myself. Like if I would go back in time and tell myself what I'm doing differently right now, it is basically I am more. I have my head is a little bit more in the game. Like it's if something like I'm always like thinking to myself, okay, what is my next goal? What do I need to do? But like I managed to get myself a structure in the game. Basically, I went in detail about how I'm gonna act in every single scenario. So basically, if I'm in the early game, I will always try to focus on my waves, try to call them, look where my next reset is, track the jungle, talk with your jungle. And it's always like, I basically created a sheet of doing stuff. Like if I can compare it with like doing stuff in school, for example, the first thing you're gonna do if you have your paper is read through all of the questions. Second thing you're gonna do is write down, like focus, like write at the edges of the questions which answer is like more solvable and less solvable, and just give yourself a structure where you can always cling to. Because I didn't give those thoughts a room. I was basically always focusing on, hey, what is my win con? Hey, how do I need to play this? So I basically managed to bring my mental in a position where I couldn't even focus on those bad points anymore, which is such a huge step. Cause now I fully jumped all my confidence issues. Obviously, I still have some. Like before every official, I always think about, hey, what is happening if you lose? I think we're gonna lose, and all of that. Before the game, I still have doubts. But if I'm in the game, I have my head in the game. Obviously, there are some moments where I feel like some shimmers of doubts will come through. Like the gameplay you're seeing right now is the game against Chester Gaming, where we actually managed to win, even though we were really behind, and managed to go into the finals. And I can still remember, like in the early game, it was, or I don't know if it was against Matt or against them, but in the early game, my team was losing. My team was losing, and for 10, 20 seconds, I had the thoughts of, okay, what do we need to do if we lose this game? Like, do we have even opportunities? Do we need to win against them? Like, how are we going to do this? Like, the next days I need to do. Basically, my thoughts were already spinning with doubts, but in that moment, I caught myself. Like, the important thing is you need to catch yourself thinking about it. And then going, okay, fuck, I have the thoughts. Got to next play. Like, think about, okay, how was my wave? Can I talk with a jungler? Can I talk with a support? On what do we need to do next? It's basically fine if like your thoughts are not the best. Like it's fine if you talk about with your support about any stupid shit. But the important thing for me at least is get your head back in the game. At the moment where you're thinking about the game and don't think about your doubts, you will, have your head back in the game and can focus again. And I managed to do this. And even though I have doubts, I am a fucking annoyance for the enemy team now. Like, me personally, I was never the person was gonna say, hey, my goal is to do mental warfare with the enemy and be annoying as heck. But somehow, since the offlane event against SK Rosa, at that moment, I conquered my fears. Cause if some people of you watched my German peeps watched my documentation with NNO last year, they know I have I had a lot of stage fright. In my stage, I had exactly what I was describing now. Those doubts talking to me. all the time. And last time we were on stage, we were fucking behind, and I was always laughing. I was always laughing to my team. I was always like cracking jokes. And especially before the games, I was always chatting with the enemies. I was always just having fun. Like, how's your day going? What is Among Us? And all of that. Like, just chatting shit. And, like, I don't know. I would never, like, I was always too scared to write. Because, like, before, if I write, I get panic and all of that, right? Like, I'm fucking scared because of inconvenience. And now I'm just all chatting. How is the weather? Like, what is going on? And before the game, I was legit chatting 40 messages to myself because the enemies weren't responding. I was all fucking writing, hey, hey, enemy, can you send me a picture of your cat? And they just ghosted me. And that was sad. That was honestly sad. I wanted to have a picture of their cat. I just wanted to have a cat picture. I love cats. But they didn't give it. Like, but basically, what I want to say is, I found my way of first on settling my doubts, and now I can embrace them. I was talking in chat like a menace, enemies were 100% annoyed, and I think it's funny, because it's kind of mental edge, even though I have the fun of my life, even though we're losing. I can still remember we were like, if 3K got down, I got a snipe across the map, I just wrote a heart in the chat, because the one that had sniped was a good friend of mine. And that is maybe fucking toxic, and people are getting really annoyed of it, but I think it's funny. Like, I have fun in the game. And at the end of the day, the game is, like, why do you even play this game? Like, especially people who are playing pro. You decide to use your entire life to play this game. Why? Because you have fun with it. Then why should you be such a person that thinks, okay, I need to go to war, I need to die for this, and I cannot have fun? Yeah, then don't play the fucking game. Go to your fucking office job and don't do it, right? And this is one thing that Chris taught me, most of the thing, that just have fun. Like, why are you playing the game even without having fun, right? And this is like, did one big fucking click in my head, and since then, I kind of got more into the direction, and I managed to conquer my doubts. And it's such an evolution. I'm like 10 times better as a player because I don't make those panic mistakes anymore. I conquered my doubts, and I don't have those voices. I only give voices to the enemies because if they look at the chat once, they're already getting fucking annoyed as shit because I'm just annoying. I'm just always at the front door of them and saying, hey, no, hey, let me in your head, please. Like, I have fun. And yeah, one message, if any one of you also struggles with that, it's important to just know why you're doing this, why you're doing like stuff, like why you're in this situation right now. If you have nerves, like there's some difference obviously. If you have big nerves because you're playing like play your hobby and try to perform there, then just don't forget your fun. But if you have like issues without where you can't even have fun, like school for example, try to get a schedule. Like, I don't know if people without ADHD think differently, but try to get yourself just a plan, a direction where you try to, every single time where a thought pops up, just try to focus on your stuff. And yeah, besides that, I still have a lot of doubts around, like, in different stuff. But yeah, like, for example, every single, like, right now, I'm happy that I'm legit in the finals. We are at least the second best female non-binary team in Europe, which is crazy. And I'm still not done. Like, I still have a lot of competition before me. So I maybe was happy for like 1.5 hours, but now it's back to grinding. Now I still have doubts. Like, my doubts are back, but not like bad doubts, I would say. I still have the doubts with I'm not good enough. I need to get better. If I want to really perform here, I need to get better. That's why I'm now gonna go back to the drawing board and look on how to improve and spend my next weeks to be fully prepared for the finals and especially for the playoffs of the Prime League. And yeah, this is my drive, and I won't give up. And I hope you enjoyed my little talk with myself. And yeah, I am really proud that this is actually the third episode. I was legit thinking to myself, maybe I will not be able to get to the third, but we are here now. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we see us the next time. Bye bye.